is it?
How many of you know how to weld? Okay, that's about the number I was expecting. Welding is not an easy art to master, but after taking several shop classes in high school and spending many hours working in the summer on the dairy welding fences, gates, and many other things, I feel like I've gotten pretty good at it. In this speech, I'll teach you about welding safety, the parts of a welder, and how to physically do the welding. Safety is the first thing you need to know. When you're welding, you're dealing with high heats, fumes, and sparks. According to the article titled Welding, published May 5, 2017, by the Canadian Centre for Occupational Health and Safety, in order to safely weld, you must wear a welding helmet, a respirator, fire-resistant clothes that cover all your skin, earplugs, gloves, and boots. Of all that, I feel like wearing a helmet and wearing clothes that cover all your skin, fire-resistant clothes, boots, and gloves is the most important. I've never actually worn a respirator or earplugs before. The reasons for wearing a helmet are so that you do not get sparks in your face. And another reason is so that you do not get welder's eye, which is what happens if you look at a weld without a helmet on, because there's no tint in front of you when you don't have the helmet on. And welder's eye, I've heard it feels like having sandpaper rubbed in your eyes. So I'd really recommend wearing a helmet. The next most important thing is wearing fire-resistant clothes that cover your entire body. You want to wear fire-resistant clothes so that you do not get severe burns and so that you do not get sunburnt while welding, something I'm very familiar with. According to the article and you want to wear those fire-resistant clothes so you do not burn yourself, because according to the article Stick Welding and GoWelding.org, the temperature of the arc can get up to 7,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Now that you know the safety of welding, I'll begin to teach you the parts of an arc welder. An arc welder has several main parts to it. First, it has the 3-prong plug that you plug into the wall, along with the on and off switch. On the arc welder, there's 2 dials. One of the dials controls the AC and the DC. AC stands for alternating current, and DC stands for direct current. When you do arc welding with most metals, with most basic metals, you'll use direct current. Another dial on it includes the amperage dial. You'll set the amperage based off how thick the metal is. There are 2 cables that come out of the welder, called leads. One of the leads has the ground clamp that goes onto that you connect to the metal, and on the end of the other lead is the electrode holder. On the electrode, you place the electrode, which is the stick. The electrode, which are those sticks right there. And after you have placed the electrode on the stick, you're ready to begin welding. And now that you know all the parts, I can teach you how to physically do the welding. First, you need to clean the metal. First, you need to clean the metal and make it. According to the article Stick Welding in the Lincoln Electric website, it's important to remove excess scale, rust, moisture, paint, oil, and grease from the surface of the joints. It is very difficult to weld on dirty metal. Next, you want to make sure the welder is plugged in and the switch is turned on. Once you've done that, you turn the dial to direct current, because direct current is what you use for basic metals. And then you want to adjust the amperage to whatever, depending on how thick the metal is. The thicker the metal, the higher the amperage you want to put it at. According to the article 5 Steps to Improve Your Stick Welding in the Miller website, if you have too high of an amperage, the weld will be excessively fluid and hard to control. Once you've done that, you attach the ground clamp to the metal that you're welding so that the amperage can go through it. After that, you place an electrode in the electrode holder, and then you are ready to go. To get the arc going, you want to slide the stick across the metal until the arc is formed. Once the arc is formed, you want to keep the arc about 1/8 inch away from the metal. Once you have the arc going, there are several patterns that you can do. Of the patterns, these are 3 patterns that are very common: the Z pattern, the C pattern, and the circle pattern. The Z it's all pretty basic. The Z pattern is just slowly going Z's across the metal. C pattern is doing C's across it, and the circle pattern is just doing slow overlapping circles. When you're doing these patterns, you want to make sure you go slow enough to where that you penetrate all the way through the metal, but not too slow to where you burn holes in the metal. In conclusion, welding can be very dangerous. It is very complex and not all that difficult to learn. You need to dress in the right apparel, know all the parts of the machine, and practice lots to master the art. If the art is mastered, there are many things you can fix by welding, along with awesome metal art projects that you can build.